Hey, this is Lou Stein. I'm really sorry that we're not going to be able to welcome you physically on campus, but I'm excited to meet you and thought I would just try to show you around a few spots. Just a caveat, this is not official. This is just me. There's, I'm sure, some kind of campus tour and a bunch of beautiful pictures available on like the college marketing and Instagram account, but this is just assistant professor to assistant professor, kind of showing you a few things today. So Babson's in Wellesley, Massachusetts, a fairly quiet residential suburb west of Boston. Classic New England town, and cold today with snow still on the ground from the weekend. There's 3 colleges in Wellesley, Mass. Babson, which we're headed on to right now, Wellesley College, and the Olin College of Engineering. And I am headed onto campus from the Wellesley College campus, where there is a daycare center that we have access to, and I just dropped my daughter off at. So I'm just headed over to the Webster Athletic Center, where I'm going to take my COVID test, because we're doing COVID testing. It's been either once or twice a week, PCR testing, but these are the athletic facilities which are open to students and faculty, and people do like to work out there, although I think more when COVID's not going on so much. So I got my sample vial, and we're at the COVID testing center, which is upstairs from the basketball gym and the indoor track. So it's super quiet on campus right now because the students aren't back until next week. But we're going to look around and see what we can find. So key stuff over there is the grad school building, which is called Olin Hall. So the school's about 2,500 undergrads and then about another 1,000 master's students. We don't have any PhD programs. And almost all the grad classes are over there in Olin, so that's kind of dedicated classroom and meeting space for them. I'll try to get inside and show you a little bit later. Some more classmen and admin buildings. Down there at the end is Tommaso, which is where the finance division faculty offices are. And I'll head down there in a couple minutes and show you what's up. And then Manor, Park Manor, so this is a big undergrad dorm complex right in the middle of campus. So there's Park Manor right across the street, and we just walked inside Babson Hall. So there's classroom space in here. This is like a nice atrium area where I often sit and have coffee. There's classroom space in this building. There's libraries, kind of coffee shop over here that's open during term time, of course. So starting next week. And then another thing that's in here in Babson Commons is the Cutler Center. So this is, I think my ID card's going to let me in here, but I taught in here last semester, and we do a bunch of like trading-based or programming-based classes in here, because this is a classroom where every student can be set up with a terminal. So a really cool space. Okay, I'm warmed up enough again to brave the cold. So there's Babson Common that we just walked out of. Admin, classroom, and office space attached to it. And then you can see the Babson Globe behind me. Maybe I'll walk over there. It's kind of a campus landmark. And then more of Park Manor dorm space. Okay, so I'll give you the classic postcard shot of the founder, Roger Babson, standing in front of, 30-foot tall globe. And the Park Manor dorms. Over here is the Sorensen Center for the Arts. So there's a large theater in there, which is probably the largest performance space on campus. You can do graduations and stuff in there. And then this is the Reynolds Campus Center. So there's some grab-and-go restaurants in there that we'll get lunch at sometimes. So I'm just walking over to Tommaso Hall, which is behind me now. And that's going to be the main place where the faculty in the finance division and several other divisions have our offices, and there's also classrooms that we do a lot of mainly undergrad teaching in Tommaso. So we'll head inside, but there's my office window right behind my head. Okay, Tommaso's open. Here we go. Bunch of faculty here, and then this is Tommaso. So things here as well, obviously quiet, but stairs up to the second floor where there's some other big classrooms. Let me see if any classrooms are open in here, so we can just see what kind of typical classroom space might look like. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So, lots of kind of atrium style classrooms. This would be like a typical room where we might teach an undergrad class, which are generally capped at enrollments of 40. And then also this actually is a room where we sometimes do our seminars. So if you were here in person, this is where we would likely be seeing you. Okay, so we're in the lobby of Tommaso. There's, of course, always a lot of students coming and going out of here. Finance division office is there, and then faculty offices are in these little pods that are off to the sides of the lobby, which is kind of nice because, you know, we're near the students and get to see them, but they're not like right in our faces all the time. So this is my little pod. There's my door. I'll go inside in a minute. We've got Olin Hall is right next to me, which is awesome. We typically have our doors open and chat a ton throughout the day. We've got office supplies. And then Ryan Davies, our division chair, Sinon, who's in the, I think the entrepreneurship department, and Kathy. So that's our little pod. Let me see if I can get into my office while still holding the phone. I know I can get into my office. I haven't been in here in 2 weeks with the holidays. So anyway, here it is. It's great. I have a lot more space than I've had in some other places. I've got a little conference table, a whiteboard, a big TV that I use as a third monitor, and then a window. The shade is closed so you can't see outside, but a nice view out onto the quad. And then anyway, I suppose I could say this is where the magic happens, is right here. Just headed upstairs in Tommaso, just to give you a sense of what like a smaller classroom might look like. So if you were teaching more of like a discussion style class, probably this would be like an undergrad or a master's elective class. You might be in a room like this. And so I just headed back downstairs in Tommaso, from where those smaller classrooms were to down here where my office is, and we'll head back out into the cold and over to Olin Hall, the grad school building. So we'll take a quick walk over towards Olin Hall and the grad school. On the right here, this is Luxic Hall, faculty offices, and classroom space. I think accounting, law, and maybe economics department faculty tend to have their offices in there. The Arthur Blank Center for Entrepreneurship and the Center for Women's Entrepreneurial Leadership. And there's Olin Hall in the grad school. So geographically getting closer back by where we started, we've kind of made a little loop around a small part of campus, and some parking over there that's faculty parking. Okay, so we're outside Olin. I don't know if it's open. See what we find. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is the grad school building. It's where I've done most of my in-person teaching because I've taught grad school classes. So this is like a classroom I've used here. Is it open? Yes, everything is unlocked today at Babson, it turns out, but I can't see anything because my glasses are super fogged and the lights are off. Hold on. Okay, I found the light switch. This is like a classic grad school classroom, a little bit bigger. And honestly fancier and newer. I taught Finance for Entrepreneurs, which is a core class for our Masters of Science in Entrepreneurial Leadership program in this room, and I've taught core MBA Finance in a really similar one. If I can get the lights turned out, I will head back out into the hall and just show you. So this building, Olin, has another set of like coffee shop and restaurant downstairs. So this is another place that we like to kind of hang out sometimes and sit and have a cup of coffee if we want to get out of the offices. There's a bunch of these tables, and there's more space along these kind of aisleways upstairs. And let's see, what else? I mentioned food and coffee downstairs. So this is another place you can either sit and eat lunch or get a grab-and-go lunch. This space is called the Design Zone. So it's kind of a maker space. I've done meetings in there sometimes. And just lots more classroom stuff. And meeting space, and there's also the, I think, entrepreneurship department faculty, and maybe some of the management department faculty. A bunch of them have their offices here in Olin. So I just headed out of Olin, and I'm gonna head back to my car because I did have to come in today to do my COVID test, which also gave me a chance to show you around a little bit. I'm really sorry that we're not gonna have you here in person, but it does give you hopefully just a little bit of a sense of what a very cold winter Tuesday on a beautiful Babson campus looks like. We're sad not to have you here in person this time, but really excited to get to meet you and see your presentation and talk about your work and talk about Babson and talk about us and all that good stuff online over the next couple of days.